You recently were on the Tim Pool show to debate Brianna Wu on GamerGate. At least that's how Tim framed it. Um, though,
That's how I was. That's how I was sold the show, that it would be a not so much a debate, but a discussion about Gamergate and its implications for the greater culture war. Um, and I said, sure, I want to be a part of this. And then, of course, I didn't really get to be a part of it. It turned into something completely different.
uh, but I have to ask your opinion. I know Brianna and Tim Pool talked for like an hour, and you talked for about 4 seconds, but we
They
never got to
they
hear
they
what you.
talked for 2.5 hours. 2.5 hours, and I think I got maybe a minute and a half out of it.
But I want to hear your feedback on what they were talking about. Is Sam Seder bad faith?
Yes, I think Sam Seder is bad faith. I think I think he's an asshole, and I think he's trying to play himself up when he says that people won't debate him because they're afraid of him.
This is something that is maybe cucking the content in the book, so I'll provide a little bit of context. During the Gamergate discussion between Hatman and Brianna Wu and Tim Pool talked for like 40 minutes about whether or not this random YouTube guy is a bad faith actor. That's literally the discussion. And so obviously it's an inside joke in our community where we give Hatman shit. I'm sure Brianna Wu gets shit for it too from her people. Um, so anyway, that's the context for the book. But it's all in good fun. We do like Hatman, so
I hope so. I hope I'm not a pariah yet.
nah, you're good, man. So obviously, this isn't the first time you and Brianna Wu talked.
No. The first time we talked, bit of a strange thing, actually. The story of my relationship with Brianna Wu. Um, I played her game, Revolution 60, on a live stream, no less. And this was my first time playing it, first impressions. So I played it. And someone, I have no idea who, to this day, I've got no idea who tipped her off that I was streaming this. But she came into my live chat and started giving me shit for being bad at the game. And she stayed for the entire rest of the playthrough. I finished the game, beat the game, um, and people in the chat were saying, "Hey, do a live stream with her. Do a live stream with her." So she followed me on Twitter. I followed her back. Uh, Asked her if she wanted to do it. She said sure. So we did a live stream afterwards, talking about the game and the issues that I had with it, and her ideas designing it. And we didn't really talk about Gamergate stuff. We just kind of talked about the game and our experiences with it. And from there on, I mean, we would talk to each other on occasion. Um, Sometimes about Gamergate stuff, sometimes not about Gamergate stuff, just general nerd culture shit. Uh, she said she considers me a friend. I don't really know if I consider her one. But we've got sort of a friendly rapport between us at the very least. We still follow each other on Twitter to this day. She's the one who tipped me off to Tim Pool, asked if I wanted to be a part of it, and also Netflix as well. I think this is the first time I've said it publicly, but she asked, or she put me in touch with some producers at Netflix to film something about the history of Twitter, and they talked about Gamergate during that. So I got to talk about Gamergate in the context of what it meant for Twitter. Flew me up to New York City for that, and that was fun. But yeah, it's been kind of a weird relationship with her, but I don't know. It's just I don't really know how else to describe it except weird. Like you wouldn't expect, one of the three literally who's of GamerGate to be friendly with the guy who ran Kotaku in action during the height of GamerGate.
Were you bad at her game though?
Not really. I think the video is still up on my channel. If y'all want to watch it, it's two parts. Um, the game was just like not super appealing to me at all. As an iOS game, it had swipe controls, and it really threw me off. It took a lot of adjusting to get used to it. Um, but I ended up beating it, and I ended up beating it a second time after that on the hardest difficulty. So I think I can officially say no, I am not the worst person at playing Revolution 60.
How was the game?
Um, Not that great. It felt more casual in the earlier stages to the point where it was just kind of boring. And then it got a little bit more challenging later on. I don't know if that was due to the nature of the controls or if it was like an actual, skill increase in the game. I still don't know. Um, the plot was virtually nonsensical. I barely remember what it was about. But I remember being confused and oftentimes going like, "Who the hell is this character? And what the hell is this person's motivation?" I didn't understand it. And as if to back me up on it, at the end of the game, there was a ad for an ebook that you could buy that was basically like the whole backstory of this game. And I was like, if you have to have an ebook to explain the plot of your game, I don't think it's got a very good fucking story. So yeah, I mean, it was playable at the very least, and it's more of a game than Depression Quest is. So I can't be too hard on it because at least there was an attempt. An attempt was made.
So you've said that it's weird to be friends with somebody who, I guess, like somebody would, a lot of people would say that this is somebody who was like a leading figure in the anti-Gamergate community. Had a very negative opinion of Gamergate,
Mhm.
and has claimed, I believe publicly, that Gamergate is a harassment campaign out to get her, or she thought it was at one point in time. I'm not sure that's still her view now. And you're maybe not quite friends, but like close acquaintances with this person.
Mhm.
How do you navigate that?
It's it's something that at least in our discussions, she's come to the understanding that even though she believes that the greater Gamergate was about harassment, she's come to understand my position, that I was not in it for that. I was in it for ethics and to make a positive change in the gaming industry. And she's since admitted, at the very least, that she thinks that there were some noble intentions from some gamergaters, not necessarily all of them, as she says, but that at the very least, it wasn't completely full of bad actors. So I think because there is that level of respect, there can be some level of a relationship there.
What do you think of that assessment?
Um, I appreciate it at the very least. I appreciate that she didn't write me off as someone who was just out to get her, someone who was, just gonna insult her. Um, I appreciate that she, took the time to have a conversation about video games with me. I'll be honest, I was kind of hoping that our talk after playing her game was going to be like the first brick laid um, for a bridge between GamerGate and anti-GamerGate, but that ended up not happening. Um, I was hopeful that that was going to be the start of some actual discussions between the two opposing sides, but it is what it is, and it ended up being what it ended up being. But yeah,
I was hopeful for that too. Actually, I'm like, well, hey, look, this could be a moment. This could be something serious. This could be a time when people who strongly disagree with each other, who hate each other in some cases, come together and build a better gaming industry together. And like that means that, obviously, you know, not everyone's going to be like 1,000,000% happy with everything, and there's going to be like some bad blood there. But there's an opportunity here to mend the bridge and to get ethical reforms, to stop the censorship campaigns that I saw that were happening, to talk about social justice in gaming in a better way than the way it was happening, where it's like these video games cause or reinforce real world negative attitudes, which is what people were actually saying,
mhm.
and that we could have like a real discussion with one another. And I guess, like you said, that didn't end up happening. Why didn't it happen?
I think because ultimately the people on both sides didn't want it to happen. Um, I got I got shit on by GamerGaters for uh, talking with her and not ripping into her. Not ripping into her claims that she'd been harassed and shit. Um, and she ended up telling me later on that she got ripped into by people on her side for even having a discussion with me, even if it wasn't about Gamergate. Just the fact that she would um, associate with a prominent Gamergater was tantamount to treason, and she had to not quite rebuild her reputation, but she at least had to repair it from what damage had been done just from having a discussion about video games with someone who was on the opposite side of a culture war with her.
And then, did you see when she talked with PSA Sitch?
No, I didn't see that.
I didn't see it either. But he was obviously a major GamerGate. Well, he was a GamerGate person, I should say.
Hmm.
Um, might be interviewing him too. We'll see. But they had a conversation recently. I didn't actually watch it though because I wasn't really that interested. But maybe it'll be worth checking out. Do you think she's gonna agree to do an interview with me?
I don't know. I don't know. I guess it depends on whether or not she finds it a valuable enough discussion to take place.
Oh, well, hey, you're in touch with her. Let her know. I'm interested, for
Yeah,
real.
yeah.
Can I have a few more moments of your time? Thank you again for watching another book interview clip. The full interview is linked in the description. Right now, I need your help. I'm currently running a Kickstarter campaign for my next recently finished book, Champions of Elanthia. Champions of Elanthia is my in-depth exploration of the world of multi-user dungeons, featuring interviews with a dozen Dragon Realms and Gemstone 4 players, telling their stories and preserving gaming history. You can help me bring this project to life for as little as $5, so please back the Kickstarter today and help me fulfill this dream. I'm also happy to report that the people of Gamergate, Volumes 1 and Volumes 2, are now available on Amazon in both Kindle and hardcover formats. Thank you again for your time.